Hello, welcome back to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is our weekly retro reviews. This week it's Backlash. Hell in a Cell 2013. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right must be the future husband of Team Kick, Joe Venuto.
Yes, this is the Hell in a Cell 2013 review.
And yes, he does love Dakota Cat.
Yes, that we've all been dying to hear about.
Yes.
Backwards.
The most memorable Hell in a Cell pay-per-view I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hell in a Cell 2013 took place on October 27, 2013 from the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. Commentators were John Brash, Layfield, Michael Cole, and Jerry Lawler. The biggest idea, this is like Battleground Part 2 from 2013. It was just exactly some of the most interesting thing in the world.
Yeah.
The biggest idea tonight is we could have a WWE champion and at least we should the title be held up. The two cell matches will see Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for the vacant title, and Paul Heyman and Ryback versus CM Punk and what was hopefully the final blow to Punk versus Heyman.
And no, Vacant didn't get one of his championship reigns. This one was labeled under abeyance.
I always see these matches, so let's get to it. I just hit the open videos about the cell changes. And no one's ever saying, we're going to set foot again. We also get some clips about the major feuds tonight. Kick things off on the show. Tag titles: Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus Usos versus Shield. This would be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for Shield, and Cody and Goldust come in with the titles. They beat the Shield a few weeks back on Raw, but the Usos were the number one contender, so triple threat sells everything else. And Goldust versus Rollins goes going with Seth being close on downs, quickly off to Jimmy faced Goldust with a deep breath, confusing a Samoan. Ultimate Cody to work on Jimmy's arm and take him down with a reverse core buster for 2. Jimmy makes a blind tag. Jay comes in on a quiver roll for 2 of his own, earn him a golf clap from Cody. Rose grabs a single leg and takes Jay in the corner for a tag with the Goldust, so a quick double team by the Usos has Goldie in trouble. Roman Reigns ties himself in and pulls the loop Goldust out to the floor before taking down with a jumping clothesline for the 2 back inside. Back to Rollins, pounds away from the floor and hooks in a front face lock. Roman's calls back in for a chin lock as the fans wake up for the first time in the match. Goldust fights up and gets a quick 2 off the backslide, but Reigns elbows him down for a sing. Goldust dives for the Rose, but another elbow stops him for another 2 count. It's back to Rollins, who knocks Rose off the apron. A backdrop puts Seth down, but there's no one for Goldust to tag. He tries to do so, so Seth decks them as well, allowing Reigns to hit a release belly-to-back suplex for 2, as Cody makes a last-second save. That was a nice sequence there. Roman spends a bit too much time total trash and is caught in a quick power slam from Goldust, allowing for the hot tag off to Cody. Missile dropkick puts Reigns down, and Sunset Flip gets 2 on Rollins. The moonsault press gets Same and Cody's on fire up. Disaster kick puts Rollins on forward. Jimmy Uso makes a non-blind tag to go after Seth. Everybody breaks down, and Jay hits a huge dive to take out Goldust and Roman. Jimmy gets a very close 2 off a smoke drop. But Rollins sends Jimmy to the floor. Cody's back in now. They have top. Well, Cody's superplex to 7 to everyone, not named Jimmy Uso. That was awesome. Jimmy and Rollins head back in, but Roman with a big spear take Jimmy down. Rollins hits the top of the knee, take out Goldust, and Cody's disaster kick is caught. And powerbomb only of Goldust make the save before Seth can drop him. A quick and sweet looking front stars to Seth retains the titles by 14:40.
This may be a spoiler for the rest of the show and how I feel about it. But this is my match of the night. It was a really good match to me. The only thing I wished a little bit more was that this was the Rhodes versus the Shield, and then maybe at Survivor Series have the Rhodes brothers versus the Usos, just to separate the two. Because you add the 13 to this, you kind of lose a little bit of the personal fight between what happened with the Rhodes and the Shield at the time. And you also will later get a strong match from the Usos and either one of the 2 teams, essentially. However, with all 3 teams in there, it was an action-packed match.
That's how you start a show. I get tired of seeing open matches not do anything to fire up the crowd. But when you take 6 rounds of guys and let them tear your house down like this, they've earned it. This is awesome chance that they were getting. Perfect choice of opener, and I can't say I didn't disagree with the result, because I didn't.
I actually gave it a B+.
A bias. Triple H and Shawn have a chat in the back. Then out came a rubber sword Miz with something to say. He talks about how he was chained up and had the word liar written on his chest and SmackDown, so he isn't clear to wrestle tonight. How he's clear to fight, so Bray needs to get out of his Cracker Barrel rocking chair and come get him. Bray pops up on the screen, says what sounds like a lullaby. He says it pains him to see Hollywood being Miz like this, with nothing to lose. Miz words means less insult to Bray because Miz can't see the monster behind Wyatt's eyes. The lights go out and come back with the family ring and beat Miz down. The fans chant for Kane, and here he is. Kane clears the ring and chokeslams a grateful Miz because that's how Kane was. Up next, Summer Rae Fandango versus Natalya and the Great Khali.
Which is actually Summer Rae's first match.
This was a bonus match, which was actually set on SmackDown when the girls got into a fight to end a match between guys. Third match, Fandango says he's the true master of salsa dancing, and we get a quick demonstration. The guys goes going with Fandango's kick to the ropes, being caught in the dance, being tossed down. All to the girls with Summer getting two, a quick roll, and scoring with a nice drop kick. Natalya easily takes her down, grabs the armbar, but it's quickly back to Fandango. That's cool, and now you know she switches the legs a little bit sharpshooter, but Fandango builds on to the floor. Khali easily pulls him back and only to have his knee drop kicked out. Fandango stops the fort with Natalya even more, while Khali get back up and chops the skin off his chest. Back to the girls with Summer bailing to the ropes to avoid a sharpshooter before grabbing a roll to pin Natalya out of nowhere at 450.
This match is okay for what it was. There were points in the match where essentially Khali was in there, and I was begging for the girls to both be in the match. Summer, we put her on the right. We put her with the right person, like Natalya in this match. It was pretty capable. And I thought that their part was really great. But Khali was just typical, not being able to bend his knee himself. And Fandango is trying his hardest, but it's literally Khali.
Summer wasn't bad out there, and certainly didn't embarrass herself. Because imagine that, having girls on NXT actually wrestle, instead of having dance-souls and swimsuit contests on this time, makes them better in the ring.
Yeah.
It's a bonus match too, so it's hard to complain when the match isn't too bad.
I gave a C-.
D+. Tonight's expert panel of Caitlyn, R-Truth, and Ziggler don't have much to say. U.S. title, Dean Ambrose versus Big E Langston. This is a replacement match for Big E after Axel was injured in the Intercontinental Championship. Langston quickly runs Ambrose over too before sending the champion to the corner for a round shoulder to ribs. A backbreaker puts Dean down. We hit the bear hug by the power guy. Dean pokes the eyes to his knee, sending Langston to the floor. Big E easily backdrops Ambrose to the floor, possibly turning the champion's knee. Dean pokes him in the eye again, take over, but super attempt is easily blocked. Instead, he drapes Big E's arm over top and cracks away a bit before climbing the ropes and driving his knee to Langston's face. The dropkick against the ropes gets 2 for Dean as ultimate reverse chinlock. Langston fights out and has a pair of clotheslines for 2 each, only to miss the Ultimate Warrior splash. It says another belly for 2 on Ambrose, and now the splash next for the scene. Ambrose builds on the floor and tries to walk away on the call of ease and drive back to the ring. Back in, Dean has a quick 2 for 2. Big E might be caught in an eye. Not that matters, so he spears Dean for the ropes and back to the floor, a la Edge, the Foley of WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
Dean doesn't make it back in and loses VTI at 8:53.
For what it was, I thought it was a pretty good match. There wasn't really much interest around it since it was really just a replacement match. Well, I'll continue by saying this. My one strike against Dean Ambrose's U.S. title reign and him being the longest United States champion, and I think this is not just me. I think it's a lot of people actually agree with this. But the knock against it was he never actually really defended it. Which I don't know why, because Dean is a great worker. He can actually wrestle great matches. So I'm not sure why they didn't have him defend it a lot more. Maybe they probably just put the belt on him and forgot about it, which happens more times than we would probably like to believe.
Right.
But still, I thought it was a very solid match for what we got.
Yeah, I was liking the match until the ending, but there really wasn't anything else they could do with this. Dean and Steve were ready to drop the title, so having Big E move out can tell us the best way they could get on this one. Big E definitely held his own out there, and now obviously that was a good sign for sure. I can't remember they did a rematch or not, though.
I don't think they did.
Okay.
Because going by pay-per-view, no.
No. So I'm not sure if it happened.
Maybe a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
Maybe. My grade for it is a C+.
Safe. The cell was lower. We recapped Ryback and Heyman versus Punk. It was originally Punk versus Ryback, but Punk won. Heyman wanted to beat the clock challenge, earned him the right to pick the stipulation. His idea, a handicap match inside cell. CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman. And there's no Heyman. Ryback is in cell before pointing towards the entrance, where Heyman rides out on a cart. It's actually a lift with Chase Paul.
This is a lift, yeah.
To take Paul up to the top of the cell, with Heyman talking about how he's risen from the depths and ascended to the top of the world. The fans all over Paul as Punk pounds away Ryback and knocks him out to the floor. Now the fans chant for CM, making his suicide dive to send Ryback in the cell wall. It's candlestick time, and Ryback drives Punk's spine to the seal to stop him. Ryback blasts Punk with the stick, takes it back inside to beat Punk down anymore. Punk's back is targeted with a reverse waist lock. Before Punk fights free and low bruises Ryback up to the floor. A forearm up the top pulls Ryback down, and it's table time. Punk can't get his out though, and Ryback suplexes him back first into the cell wall. Back in, belly to back suplex, because 2 more as we hit the reverse waist lock again. Punk fights out of it again, and he's spinning cross back for 2, followed by the run in the corner. Some kind of 6 shots drop the big man, and there's the Macho elbow for 2. More 6 shots keep Ryback down the table, some of them. It falls onto the side, allowing Ryback to crush Punk on the side. The meat hook is good for 2, but Punk hits him low to block the shell shot. Ryback lays on the table for no apparent reason, allowing Punk to drop another Macho elbow for no cover. Instead, came to Ryback's head, since the GTS and the pin at 13:55.
To me, this match was absolutely boring. I literally watched this match last night, and it is true. I told Joe this, that while watching the match, I felt myself getting like sleepier and sleepier and sleepier. It's probably like just off the coffee high I just had for my 8 o'clock coffee. But literally, like, I felt myself getting tired watching this match, and it wasn't necessarily helping anything in that department. Like, there wasn't anything exciting happening for me to, like, pep my energy out. I did see the bell ring for the finish, and then I remember closing my eyes. I guess opening them like 30 seconds later. Punk's already climbing the cage. Close my eyes again. Punk's beating the crap out of Heyman on top of the cage with the kendo sticks. Close my eyes again. I heard GTS in my ears. Didn't open my eyes, and then I opened my eyes to see CM Punk celebrate. So that was that was my immediate reaction really to it. I literally nodded off. And I came right back and watched the rest of the show, but it didn't help to me that it was boring, and it didn't really add anything of excitement. Like, I probably would have preferred a match between Heyman and Punk. Just because I know what I would have gotten, just like a 3-minute beatdown.
This had been a regular match, I guess it would have been fine, but it was inside cell, which means it has a higher standard. Put Heyman out of the match is probably the best idea, but there really wasn't much of this that made me care. Punk being right back in a hardcore match is nothing special, but the cell was a prop here, which is what I hate about this show.
Yeah.
Not just this show, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in general.
I gave it an F.
Post-match, Punk climbed up under Heyman, and did something. Well, kind of sick, the beam begins to Punk works him out before him and GTS end the feud. Not exactly a huge spot. But as good as we're going to get, I guess. Breast cancer is bad. Well, there's the season to Coleman.
This was the era where every superstar had a breast cancer shirt. Had their own shirt with pink in it somehow.
Dale Bryan says all he wanted was a chance, and hopefully Shawn Michaels will give him that. It was the night of WrestleMania 28 in this arena where the yes chance began. So Bryan starts one for all time. Then that's his whole while Heyman is taking down the Silver Reefs. Real Americans versus Los Matadores. The Matadores are in blue tonight, and Torrio is now black, sending JBL into a conspiracy-filled frenzy.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit. There was a lot of times the commentators completely went off board with what they were talking about. Like, they were talking about soccer,
Just
like things that didn't actually matter to anything that was going on.
You hate this. You hate these three together.
Oh my god, they were terrible. I won't. Yeah, Colt. Coach may actually be off right now. He may not be what we want as a wrestling commentator, but he's nowhere near as bad as these three.
Oh, he's not even nowhere near as bad as Booker. I just do that. Coach is fine.
Yeah.
I think just his new role as a sports analyst instead of a character.
Yeah.
Because Corey's the character. And he's essentially the same role that Cole is. But he's fine, like, in terms of what he delivers. It's just, I think he's a little behind on the product.
Yeah.
He's a little delayed, like Cole and Corey Colton. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that is. I'm just used to Coach being over the top and fun.
Like it was just about like once in every match where they were completely not following what's going on in the match.
Mm.
Or anything that had remotely to do with the match that happened.
Right. Cesaro sent Diego into the corner to start, but gets taken down by Hurricane Rana. Diego sound signs off the Swire, who takes out his lead to gain control. The announcers debate masked men who are heroes. With that.
Exactly.
As Cesaro puts on a full face lock, a backdrop puts an invading Swire on the floor with Cesaro just phenomenal with the apron to prevent tag. There's Cesaro swing to Diego, complete with the fans counting the revolutions. Even Cesaro's dizzy after 31 spins. But Fernando makes it save it too. The hot tag brings in Fernando and finishes him with a bit. Only to see Swire suplex Fernando down, pull on the Patriot lock. Fernando escapes and tags in the spent Diego, who's a double backbreaker for a panel Swire at 554.
The match to me was pretty forgettable. And I watched the whole thing. I remember just Cesaro going absolutely insane with his revolutions.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's pretty forgettable to me. I don't remember it being bad, but I don't remember it. But I don't remember it that much of it.
Yeah, I hate this team. Not for Epico. As Los Matadors, I hate that the team I just did, and that is all.
Yeah. I give it a D+.
D-. Torrio Gorse Coulter post-match because it was so funny the first time.
Yeah. I'm sure Vince had a great laugh about it. And he showed them again and goes, why the fuck was that on that pay-per-view?
We get the Cena rehab video because there's no feud between these two. World Title Championship, Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. And their big match intros are ready to go. So they fight over top wrestling star. Cena immediately builds to the floor for safety. Back is Cena hits his shoulder by her spray arm so he can't follow up. Del Rio stomps him down the corner, but Cena comes down and close over 2. Del Rio kicks right to arm and just a 2 of a German suplex. Off to the armbar for a good while. Before I stop to the chest, keep Cena in trouble. A top rope form to the side Hank against Super Champion. As that's in the armbar. Cena finally rolls free to send Del Rio out the floor and get himself breather there. Alberto comes back in and goes up, only to jump into the dropkick. Cena initiates the finishing sequence, but the AA is countered to the backside. Del Rio misses a charge in the corner, while Cena hits tornado DDT of all things. And so the top rope famous star is broken up by Rono Zaguri, with Cena ducks in 10th and a second one. Another AA escape and tilt the world backbreaker against Super Champion Sandy Alshon Washington from the back. Del Rio puts Cena in the trio low, but misses a charge into the post, allowing Cena to hit a high cross for 2. Alberto grabs a code breaker to the arm, but Cena rolls through the cross arm breaker into the STF. Ropes are quickly grabbed down and a low super kick is 2 for the champ. Now the arm breaker goes on full with Cena rolls on top of Del Rio to block a lot of pressure. Del Rio rolls down Cena's elbow pad to increase the pressure. But Cena lifts it up in the air for a powerbomb and a nice counter. Back it up and the AA gives Cena his 14th world title on 15th.
I've never really been a big fan of Cena and Alberto's chemistry together. It just felt a little off to me. Like WWE were setting it up to be an excellent match, and it very well could have been, just from an outside reaction to the match being announced. But it never really succeeded my expectations. It never really met my expectations to begin with. However, with that being said, this is probably the best match I've seen with each other. It was just a solid match, and Cena, I guess there's a little bit more of a story to it as well. because Cena's arm being recently injured and Alberto being the king of the cross arm breaker. And Cena finally triumphed, and that underdog gets his 14th world title. But I did think that the action between the two was very solid for this encounter.
This took a while to get going, but it was a terrible anything. Cena was very choice, as they had the rematch next month, I believe, in Survivor Series, which gives Cena something to do, and it kept him out of the main storyline with the new regime and all that jazz. They'll really lose on sides, it's just a matter of someone catching him eventually. This is a sign, and at the time I had a little problem with Cena winning, because enough else that it might pick up the world title's credibility at that point.
I gave it a B-.
C+. No standout to cash in. More extra panel. Divas title, AJ Lee versus Brie Bella. AJ's defending. Brie just shoved down the start and resulted in a quick chin lock. The fans of those who've been interested in the smash to put it mildly. A neck breaker pulls Brie down, and AJ sits around the ring to the only reaction so far. AJ hits a guilty choke, but Brie drives her in the corner and hits a middle rope dropkick, jamming down. A few more dropkicks have AJ in trouble, but she sends Brie in the corner to stop her. The Black Widow's counter, and Brie puts on half crab as Nikki beats up Tamina. AJ makes a rope, and Brie's running knee hits her sister, allowing the Black Widow to retain the title for AJ at 520.
For the short match it was relatively fine. Especially at the time, you really can't expect much better from Brie Bella. I mean, you probably can't expect much better from her now, since she's been out of the game a while, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I didn't really have much interest in going into the match. And at the end of the day, you probably won't remember it past a few hours or a day or so.
Thank goodness. It's so nice to see the town and the paparazzi get the chance for once, instead of bowing to reality TV.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to sell the Bella feud at the time. I was a year off, which no one is in a little bit interesting in 2013. But
where Nikki wished that Brie died in the moon.
But it will give us a lot of moments to look at the counter for some real heart-to-heart moments.
That heart-to-heart.
Yes.
Where they just touched each other's head. I gave the match a D.
D+. The primetime players are playing WWE 14 when Bob Backlund of all people comes up.
And immediately starts his recruiting of Darren Young about 2 years too early.
Trish is sweat for some reason, mind you.
Yeah.
He thinks he's not wasting time, but until he says the kids can play and become immoral. The result, Bob Backlund doing the $1 million face. We got nothing to add here, but more Bob Backlund cameos will be appreciated this day and age.
Yes.
I still got his business card.
I still have the business card too.
We get a long recap of Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. They fought at Night Champions with Bryan winning, but being stripped of the title the next night on Raw. Battleground sold on fights on no contest, so it's nice to showdown to sell with guest referee Shawn Michaels. Shawn trained Bryan by his best friend COO Triple H. WWE Championship down Bryan versus Randy Orton. Inside the cell with Shawn referee. Orton's introduces the Viper for the first time in forever, I think.
Yeah.
Triple H comes out as well to make the entrance stretch out even longer, but leaves me from Bill. The cell is lower, they slug it out to start, but Orton takes over with a quick house line. Bryan comes out with a quick neck snap and a missile dropkick followed by some kicks in the corner. There's the moonsault on the corner, but Orton dropkicks the charge of Bryan down for two. Orton slowly stomps away before draping Bryan's ribs first on the top rope. Bryan's not going to sell wall, 7 steps for good measure. Orton rams the head to cage wall before Bryan versus the whip to send Randy to the steps. Back inside on with Bryan getting two and final to kicks to the chest. Orton gets caught on the tree low for more kicks to the chest, followed by a run drop kick to the face. Orton goes to the floor but sidesteps the flying dude, sending Bryan headfirst to his seal. Back then, Orton loads up a suplex and is caught in a nice sunset bomb, put both guys down. Shawn hasn't been a factor at all yet. Bryan fires more kicks at Orton, comes out right hands. Only the Daniel score run clothesline. There's the swan dive for two, and Orton's roll is counter a yes lock attempt. Room's being nothing here, actually keeping continuity for a change. So Orton has to crawl to the floor for a break. It's now Bryan whipping Orton into the cell walls over and over again before dropping Orton into the seal. Bryan finds a chair in the ring and pops Orton in the back of it before pulling out 7 more chairs to toss in the ring. He throws in probably 10 chairs before using one to blast Orton and ropes him back again. Back then, Orton goes to the goes for the eyes, huh? Goes to the eyes. Goes to the eyes and picks up a chair for some shots at 2 count. Another shot to the back of Sam, and Orton piles up the chairs in the middle of the ring. Bryan is loaded up into a suplex and you can hear the crowd gasp. Daniel pushes his way out to Bryan Mancini, while Orton crosses him down. The suplex connects only Bryan's legs to the chairs, meaning he's only good for 2. This is Triple H, I gotta say that was 3, giving us our DX moment of extreme emotions. Orton hits the T-bone suplex, but Shaw's too busy arguing to come in. More arguing ensues as Orton escapes the yes lock again. The elevated D2 connects the 2 and Shawn argues with Triple H even more. Orton loads with RKO, but Bryan shoves him away, taking out Shawn in the process. Triple H, of course, opens and sells Bryan as a run knee since he's in a referee shirt. The 4 world champions knocked out from a single shot to the back. Bryan hits the run knee to invade Triple H, but Shawn super kicks Bryan down, giving Orton the pin in the title at 22-22.
In the grand scheme of Hell in a Cells match, this is nowhere near the top. The match itself was fine and entertaining. You just expect more out of Hell in a Cell. It's not that personal feud, strangely enough. Even though Bryan keeps on getting screwed over by the Authority, I would say if you wanted a Hell in a Cell match, Ryan versus Triple H. I thought that would be more personal than Ryan versus Orton. Instead, this felt just like a Hell in a Cell match having a Hell in a Cell match. The other thing you're saying about this is right here, Bryan doesn't get the triumph of a face. So when it comes time for Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or planning for WrestleMania, you have a mega face that didn't get what he deserved. Essentially, he got screwed out of everything. So you don't actually pay that off, and not plan to pay it off through WrestleMania.
They paid it off.
They paid it off, not voluntarily.
They paid it off. That's all that matters. Nobody's gonna remember Royal Rumble 2014 and all that.
The funny thing is, a lot of people do.
And now those same people are saying Batista should come back because he got screwed in his last run. So those people also say that. So just remember that.
Largely because of the reaction that Batista got by winning the Royal Rumble.
Right. And those are the same people that are saying Batista got screwed in the last run.
Yeah.
Just to clarify that. Batista wants to come back. And
hopefully Triple H picks up the phone.
Yeah, he deserves a better ending. But Batista told us he should come back as a heel. Clearly Batista was... But Stephanie didn't think Glorious was going to be a success. She was right. She had it right for her mind that time. Because it was a Marvel. I didn't think Glorious was going to be as big as it was. I knew it was going to be a moderate success with Marvel.
Yeah.
But to figure it was going to be a complete bomb.
However,
screw job.
Even if you're in just an okay Marvel movie, you're still going to be relatively known. They would still have plans for you to be in a future Avengers movie. They had it at that point.
I thought it was going to be a model hit. I didn't think it was
whoever was going to be in Guardians was still going to be relatively known.
I thought it was going to be.
So I don't know why you still don't pay that off.
I thought it was going to be a model hit. I didn't think that was going to be a massive hit for Batista though.
Yeah.
Because it was the biggest movie in 2014. So
yeah.
So that I did not expect. But that's the here and there. Batista won, and now WWE's jealous. Or
yeah.
Stephanie's angry that she was wrong.
It's come back to a show that doesn't involve Batista in any way yet.
It was a good match, but you knew the screw finish was coming. I did like that they cranked up the violence here compared. I thought this was their best match together in this feud, and in series I was disappointed. I got it.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing.
Actually, my favorite match of them is not actually from this feud, and it was the Street Fight on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
where Bryan wins by
kendo stick. Yeah,
kendo stick.
That's what this match needs to be.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 on pay-per-view, out of the 2 on pay-per-view, 3 on pay-per-view at the time, this was the best one, I thought.
Yeah. I can agree with that, yes.
I like that they tried to crank up the violence. I'll say tried, compared to the first. So, It was some nice weapon spots, and that ended some more drama that was supposed to likely culminate soon. Even at this point, I didn't imagine Shawn was going to fight Bryan in an actual match. So.
No.
But Triple H vs. Bryan was likely coming soon, just not the way they wanted it to. It was a good main event. Obviously, holding on, I understand with the cell. But I actually did think at the time that Bryan's push was in severe pain. I didn't think they were going to hurt.
Yeah.
Andrew match out. Overall.
Overall for me was a B- for the match.
B plus. Andrew match, Shawn leaves that order. Triple H post in the show. Overall.
Overall, I gave it a C. A lot of this card is just forgettable. One of the matches they hyped the most, to me, was a complete dud. And while the main event was good, I just didn't feel it delivered necessarily as it should.
I gave it a C plus. It was a forgettable show. Amazingly, though, the show was better than what I was expecting when I read off the card on Licensed Podcast. So that, because if you go by the cage match rating, it was like a 5, so it wasn't that bad. So that was a nice surprise. It certainly is a must-see or even really all that good. But it felt like something happened here at the time. I mean, the show was, I guess, important, I guess, in that regard. That was a major step over the previous month's battle. So, at least they're moving in the right direction. They got something like this stuff going forward in the matches were bad for the most part. I'll call this a nice effort with decent results. Let's look at that.
And now it's your turn to pick the next one. This may take some time to load.
And we're back. The pay-per-view for next week.
Sorry about that little edit. It came off a little weirder than we previously thought. Well, we did pick it randomly.
WCW Bash at the Beach, 1997. On this card, Boris and Wrath versus Ernest Miller and Glacier. WCW Cruiserweight title match, Chris Jericho versus Ultimate Dragon.
Probably a good match.
The Steiner Brothers versus NWO Japan.
Okay.
6-man tag team match. Hector Garza, Juventud Guerrero, and Liz Mark Jr. versus La Parca, Psychosis, and Alana 4.
Where's Vienna 5?
Retirement match, Chris Benoit versus Kevin Sullivan. WCW United States Heavyweight title match, Jeff Jarrett versus Stephen Michael. Tag team match, Randy Savage, Scott Hall versus Kurt Hennig and Dominic Page. Singles match, Ryan Piper versus Ric Flair. And the main event, tag team match, Lex Luger and a Giant versus Dennis Rodman and Hollywood Hogan.
So that's what we have next week.
Don't look too bad.
No.
Compare most of the series. Coming up next, I give my Backlash 19 punishment for a review for Backlash 2008. See you then.
See you then.